Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad you've tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Also presented by Great Southern Bank. Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, they care as much about your money as you do. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. Also presented by 417 Navigator. 417navigator.com. We go to Lebanon High School and the Lady Yellow Jackets Lebanon girls swim team. We'll visit now with the head coach, David Krev. Coach Krev, thanks so much for your time today.
No problem. Glad to do this.
Coach, you guys have had a pretty good season up to this point. This is a Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week segment presented by the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Tell us a little bit about your season up to this point.
Season's been really great. This is my first season coaching. I have to tell you, I didn't volunteer for this job. Someone had to coach it, and it's kind of like one of those, we need to volunteer, and everybody else stepped backwards, and I wasn't paying attention, which is usually my case. And I'm glad I was the stuckee. These ladies have really performed well, exceeding my expectations almost at every single meet. We've taken first place 3 times. We were second place by 6 points twice. And at the Springfield Invite, where there were 34 schools, I wasn't expecting to be anywhere near the top, and we just missed 5th place by 6 points. They're swimming really, really well. I'm really proud of them.
And as I understand, maybe set a couple of maybe school records in the process.
Definitely. I think it's 5 school records. The relays have all broken every record. 4 of them have set 3 school relays. I've lost track of how many individual school records they've set because it's just hard keeping up with them.
Coach, give me an idea, or give the viewers an idea of what it's like. Where do you practice? How often can you get in a pool? And what do practices times look like?
We practice at the Lebanon Y, Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 5:30. I don't know. I'll let them describe the workouts. I keep them going. They're always huffing and puffing. The fun part about coaching them is no matter what I do to them in practice, they always finish with a smile, which makes it the highlight of my day. I love going to practice with them because they'll do whatever I ask them to do, and they finish with a smile on their face. It makes it really great to coach them.
Well, and I can see them all in the background, and just my interaction over the last 10 minutes has been very, very positive.
They are absolutely always positive, except when I tell them what they're going to do in an event, I have problems with them going, I don't think I can do that, which is one way to trigger me and to go crazy. But we're working on that.
You've got a couple of seniors there sitting just behind you, Ella and Sadie, and if they'd like to come up, well, I'd like to visit with them if that'd be okay.
That is great.
Ella, Sadie, how are you guys?
Pretty good.
Ella, we'll start with Ella now. You guys are the only 2 seniors on the team? Okay.
2 of us this year.
All right. Ella, tell us a little bit about how long have you been involved with swimming and what got you involved?
So when I was little, my older sister swam on the Y team, and I did not want to do that. That was I vehemently did not want to do that. And so I didn't do that, and then I started running on the cross country team when I got to high school, and my sister convinced me to do swim in the off season, and I kind of fell in love with it and have been doing it all 4 years of high school. So.
What's your favorite part about meet day? What do you enjoy the most when you're going to a meet?
I think probably getting to spend time with like the other girls on the team. It's always so fun because you get to ride the bus up there, and then you have a meet, and either it goes well or it doesn't. But either way, you just ride the bus back with a bunch of your friends, and you get to spend time with your friends while you're there, and hopefully you get to go faster and have something to be proud of yourself for too.
Ella, tell us a little bit about what events you swim.
So I normally do like longer distance. So I do the 200 free and the 500 free. I'm normally in the 400 free relay, so that's 4 people, and we all swim 100 free. And then I've swam all of the events at least once, but those are definitely my favorites, the ones I like best.
Do you have a single favorite event?
Probably the 500 is my favorite.
And we talk a lot to kids that maybe are playing basketball or football or baseball or whatever, that they have maybe a favorite park or a favorite gymnasium they like to participate in. Do you find that maybe, do you have a favorite pool to swim in?
The Monette pool, the Monette YMCA is like really pretty, and they have a huge 8-lane pool, and I don't know, that was my favorite.
Any events this year that you've set PRs in, personal records?
Yeah, I've got a PR in my 200 and my 500. I've PR'd in my 50, and I don't know if it counts as a PR because I swam it for the first time this year, but I swam it twice, so and I got a PR both times in the 100 fly. So.
Very good. Well, introduce Sadie and tell me a little bit about her.
Okay, so this is Sadie. We've been friends for a long time, and we kind of joined the swim team together freshman year. So we've been doing it together for 4 years now. And she likes to swim she likes to swim fly and breaststroke. Those are her favorites. So yeah, this is Sadie, my senior.
Sadie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Good. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved in swimming and what maybe that one or two people that maybe pushed you towards it and you're happy they did.
So like Ella said, we've been friends for a long time. And the summer before my freshman year, I decided I wanted to play a sport. And I knew Ella was joining the summer swim team league, so I decided to do that with her because I had never swam competitively before. And Coach Craig was actually the one who taught me how to swim competitively. And the first day I came to practice, I had not eaten breakfast and had not brought my inhaler, and I ended up getting sick within the first 30 minutes of practice. And he was the one who encouraged me to get right back in the pool, and here I am 4 years later.
All right, tell us about, and Ella mentioned a couple of those events that you enjoy. What's your favorite event?
I'm gonna have to say the 100 breast. I swam it every year as one of my main events in high school, and I just always really enjoyed it.
And have you set any personal records this year?
I have set a personal record in the 100 breast and the 100 fly.
And again, what do you have a favorite pool that you enjoy swimming in?
I do. So last year, the first time we ever swam at the Mizzou pool was on a 2-day meet last year. And we haven't swam there this year, but last year we had one meet there, and it was just a phenomenal pool. It was very pretty. The water temperature was amazing, and it just felt really smooth. So that was definitely my favorite pool.
Do you find that you maybe look forward to certain events because you're going to swim against certain teams or certain people, or are you looking forward to certain events coming throughout the year?
Yeah. Ella used to swim the 100 breast, and she still does occasionally. And our times aren't super far apart, so every once in a while when she swims it, we end up in the same heat. And those are definitely my favorite because that means we get to race each other, and she usually beats me, but it still gives me a lot of fun competition.
We'll go back to Ella for just a second, and I'm going to ask both of you the same question. Ella, if you could get in a time machine and go back to that Ella in the 8th grade and give yourself some advice based on what you know now as a senior, what advice would you go back and give yourself?
I think it would be to remember to enjoy everything, because even like the super hard workouts that you just don't want to do and would rather be doing anything else are going to be over, and they're going to make you better. And if you can enjoy it while you're in it, it'll make it so much easier.
All right, Sadie, same question. If you could go back to that 8th grader and give her some advice, what would that be?
Honestly, I think I would tell her to, if it's regarding swim, I would tell her to try new things. Just this year, me and Ella both had one event that we had never swam before. For her, it was the 200 IM, and for me, it was the 500. And I had never swam it until this year, and I regretted not swimming it beforehand because I really liked it the one time I did. So I think it would have been to try new things while I still have the time.
many freshmen are in the room? Raise your hands if you're a freshman. Were you paying attention? All right. All right. Sadie, as I told you before we started this, I was going to let you pick the next two victims, so to speak, to come up and take those seats. So you get to pick them, introduce them, and tell me a little bit about them.
Okay, I'm gonna have to pick Lucy Huff, who's back there, and Missy Mizell, who is over there. And both of them has swam for much longer than I think anyone on this team. So
And you said Lucy and Mickey?
Missy.
Missy. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, how come they're not waking their chair? And you are?
I'm Lucy.
Okay. Lucy, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us a little bit about the events that you swim.
I swim pretty much everything, but my favorite is the 50 free and the 100 breast.
What got you involved in swimming, and how long have you been involved?
I've been involved in swim since I was 5 because I was in swim lessons and the swim instructor told my mom that I was good at it and that I should be on the team, and so I joined the Y team and I've just been doing it ever since.
Do you have a favorite event?
Probably the 50 free or the 100 IM, but the 100 IM isn't an event in high school season, but it's fun.
And have you set any PRs this year?
I set a PR in the 200 IM and the 100 breaststroke. I think that's it. Oh, and the 100 backstroke.
Okay. And do you have a favorite pool to swim in? I didn't realize the water temperature made so much difference, but Sadie was sold on that at Missouri.
I don't think I have a favorite pool. I've swam in a lot of pools throughout my life. I think I like the Knoxville University of Tennessee's pool. It's cool.
All right. Very good. Now, Missy is beside you. Tell us a little bit about Missy.
Me and Missy have been swimming together for a while. She used to be on the YMCA team too, and then she has just started going off. She's been improving so much since her freshman year, and she likes backstroke and freestyle.
All right. Missy, how are you today?
Good.
And again, we're visiting with the Lebanon women's swim team here on our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week segment presented by the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Missy, what events do you swim?
I swim 100 backstroke and 50 freestyle.
Which of those two is your favorite?
I don't know. I like them both equally. I couldn't choose.
You like both of them. What do you set any PRs this year?
Yeah, I set a PR in the 500, which I swam for the first time. The 200 IM and the 100 butterfly.
Give the viewers, an idea of what a typical day is like, from, the morning, through the end of practice. I understand, obviously, with the calories that you guys burn, and I've read stories. I don't know that, but that obviously you have to burn a lot of calories with your training. What's a typical day look like for you?
Well, I wake up. I try to get a lot of sleep, but I wake up and I eat some breakfast, and then I come to school. My diet's not that good. But then I try to eat something before swim, like a yogurt or like a bar or something, just to give me energy through practice, since prep works this pretty hard. And then I go home and
Are there matches or meets throughout the season that you kind of put a mental check mark by and say, I'm looking forward to this one because with someone you're going to be swimming against, or you like the pool, or it's a rivalry.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the bigger meets, when there's a prelims and a finals, I look forward to that more because you get to swim twice, and finals is always a bit more competitive, so it's just like, it's really exciting.
Well, on behalf of Chevrolet and the Missouri Sports Network, as along with presented by the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being part of the Athletes of the Week segment.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
And Lucy, I will let you now pick the next two victims.
I'll pick Alexis and Addie.
And Addie, come on down. All right, Alexis, which is Alexis?
Alexis.
All right, Alexis, thanks for coming over, and hope you're doing well today. What events do you swim?
I swim the 50 free and the 100 free.
Okay, do you have a favorite between those two?
I like the 50 free because it's shorter. And I don't know, I feel like it's more sprinting, I guess, than the 100 free.
Give me an idea of, or not me, give everyone an idea of what practice is like. Coach Krev mentioned from 3:30 to 5:30. What do you typically do? I mean, obviously, I would think you'd stretch every day, you get in the water, but what are you doing at practice?
Well, we get to the pool right after school, we change in the locker room, we come out. And sometimes Krev will talk to us about a meet or like anything coming up that weekend, about a swim meet that we need to know. Or usually we just start out and and do our warm up, and then he'll bring out the big whiteboard and he'll write down our warm up and our workout right after warm up. He'll write that down and tell us to do it. Sometimes it takes the whole practice, but we end up getting it done and we enjoy it.
That's not true.
Do you? When he brings the whiteboard out, what are things that you hope are not on there?
200s and 100s. And really low, like, so if it's on like 3 minutes, I mean, it's pretty good because like higher the number, better. But if it's like a really low number, like a minute or something, it's pretty bad. It's almost good.
How long have you been involved in swimming?
That was probably 9, 10, I think.
What do you most enjoy about the sport?
Swimming with my friends, and on the high school team, I enjoy swimming with some girls that I've swum with since I was really young. The relay I swim on, we swim with each other since we were really young. So it's really cool to like be in high school and swim with each other again.
And Alexis, and I didn't ask you that, but what grade are you?
I'm a junior.
Okay, well, introduce Addie and tell us a little bit about her.
This is Addie. She always has something to laugh about. She is super positive. She's very uplifting. Even if she doesn't want to do something, she still does it with a smile on her face. And she gives it her all every single workout and pushes me to be a better swimmer.
Addie, how are you today?
Good.
Where does that come from? That always being happy and always wanting to get things done?
I think it definitely helps with like hard sets and stuff and just keeping everyone motivated.
Tell us a little bit about the events that you swim and what is your favorite?
I like to swim everything. I think my favorite is probably under three, because it's really competitive. I don't like swimming it, but like I do at the same time. Like it's just really competitive, and I think it's fun.
Do you have a swimmer out there and maybe on your own team that you really enjoy competing against, that you look forward to those meets when that person is in the same events that you are?
I have a friend. She's on Glendale. Her name's Maya Price, and we've swam together for like 4 years, and I really like competing against her.
And how long have you been involved?
I've been swimming since I was like 7, I think.
That goes back a ways. Back a ways. What are your hopes here? I know you're just a junior, but do you have either one of you have any aspirations to swim maybe at the next level?
Yeah.
Patty?
I'm sorry, do what?
All right. Well, ladies, are there any other juniors in the room? Couple more. Why don't you introduce the next two? Or
I'm gonna do Naya and Jenna. Thank you.
thank you. Congratulations. Okay, and Maya is whom?
I'm Naya.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the events that you swim, and which is your favorite event.
I swim the 500, the 200, and the 100 back. I like 3 of them, but I think my favorite is the 500.
And how long have you been involved?
This is my first year because I'm from Spain, and I can feel like 6 months ago. I will stay like 1 year only, so this is my first and last year.
What's the difference between swimming back at home and swimming here in Lebanon?
In Spain, I do triathlons, that is swimming, bicycle, and running. So it's not the same at all, but the practices in Spain are short for sure and not that hard.
What has practice been like for you here in America? What's it been like?
It's long. It takes for a while. But it's fun because you get, like in Spain, we don't kick that much. And when you kick, you can't talk. So I like that part.
Very good. Well, why don't you introduce Jenna and tell us a little bit about her?
Jenna is a junior. Um, she has swim, I think, for 3 years. And she's really nice. She's always smiling. You can see. And she's really fun. And she loves Taylor Swift.
Jenna, how are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what events you swim and what maybe are your most favorite events.
Great, so I swim a lot of things because I'm a little bit of a speech and debate kid and I run cross country. So I'm not able to do speech and debate during the fall season. So since swim is technically my off season, I take that time to really focus on speech and debate. So this year specifically, I've been focusing on a lot of different events and doing a lot of different things. I really don't have a favorite event or just like 1 or 2 events I do. I kind of just all over the place all the time.
All right. So how long have you been involved in swimming?
I think this is my 3rd year swimming.
Third year. What got you involved?
So, as I mentioned, I am a cross country kid, and Ella, she's a year older than me, and her older sister decided and convinced me to swim with them my freshman year.
Very good. Very good. Were you guys the last 2 juniors in the room?
I'm not.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very good. And again, on behalf of Chevrolet and the Missouri Sports Network and presented by the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being part of the Chev Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week.
Thank you.
Step back up here real quick. We'll wrap this up and
Thank you.
thank you. Coach, again, on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network, congratulations on your team being named the Chevrolet Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week, presented by the Missouri State Highway Patrol. And what have you got coming up here when the districts start? Are there districts in swimming? I'm not that familiar.
There aren't really districts. We have our last big meet is Friday and Saturday. It's the Southwest Snow Championship meet. Anyone else would call it districts, but swimming doesn't do districts. So this is the big meet where we get our last really big shot at state qualifying times. Lucy and Missy have really good times. They're in the top 10 for the state meet in 2 weeks. Alexis and Addison joined them. They qualified all 3 relays. So they'll swim in 2 relays, and then the 3rd relay will be made up of Ella, and the 4th position, Jenna, Naya, Noah, and a couple others are fighting for that last position. That'll be determined at the meet too. So it's a really big meet for us this weekend. So we're looking forward to it.
Is there anyone in the room that didn't get to speak that wants to speak?
I'm willing to bet no, but I'll turn around and look. They're all shaking their head no.
All right. Well, I certainly appreciate you making you guys being generous with your time here today. I know you've got to get to practice here in about an hour and look for that whiteboard to come out and see what you're going to do today.
Got it planned already. Know what I'm going to do to them.
All right. Well, again, ladies in the room there, congratulations on behalf of the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks and the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Raise your hand if you always wear your seatbelt. All right. Well, as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Hello again, sports fans, and welcome to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad that you've tuned in. We're live from the Pizza Ranch studio here. Pizza Ranch with 7 locations across the state of Missouri. They are the Monday host of the Quarterback Club, as well as the tip-off clubs coming up on Monday and Wednesday for the women, and then around the state we will travel. Presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, the Missouri State Highway Patrol, the Bank of Billings, Shelter Insurance, and Great Southern Bank. And we go to Nixa High School now, home of the Eagles, and head coach John Perry. Coach Perry, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us on.
Coach, you got a guy sitting there to your right. I'm assuming that's your right. I don't know. The camera kind of turns things around. But Ramon Green, who probably could have been an athlete of the week every week with regards to the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. But tell us a little bit about this young man and what makes him special.
Well, number one is the type of he is. He's a leader. He's, extremely kind. He's extremely good to his teammates, and going to be a extremely successful person and foremost. And then the flip side of that is the good Lord did bless him with talent that, he has worked really hard to bring to the fore. We are blessed to have him on our team, and without him Friday night playing again. So, we are very grateful.
And Coach, you mentioned to me when you got this job, and it may have been off the air, but we had you on, and you talked about, if you've got a roster of 115 kids, that number 115 knows who he is, and that number 1 knows who he is. And if that number 115 thinks he's the best friend of that number 1, that makes a team. And you said that you kind of alluded at the quarterback club that that's the kind of kid that Ramon Green is.
If you take whoever you would consider as your least talented kid, ask him, what are your feelings about Ramon Green? And if he don't like him, if we're not all together and all pulling for each other, but I'll guarantee you, if you go down and ask that guy what he thinks, he's going to say similar to, what I'm going to say, that he's a really good guy, works hard, and gives us everything. That's part of the reason why we've been so successful.
Coach, tell us a little bit about the game that Ramon had Friday night in that district semifinal. He had to carry the ball a lot of times with the weather like it was. It was a late start. Tell us about his impact on the game.
Well, he would probably have to tote it 35 times, and he actually toted it over 40 times. Hours, it was raining. It was, it was a messy night. But I think in 3 years of toting the football, he's fumbled one time. So we wasn't worried about that. I mean, we thought it was, be played in the rain, and he toted it over 40 times to holding calls. But he had a fantastic night, and Ramon has gotten him so really good shape. And the farther we play, the better he gets. And as you eat, and you can run out the clock the last 5, 6, 7 minutes of the game. That is absolutely what we're able to do.
Ramon, first off, on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network, the Missouri State Highway Patrol, and Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, congratulations on being named the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Now, Ramon, from your standpoint, Coach talked about you carried it 40 times, over 40 times. Tell us a little bit about what was going through your mind, and did you realize that you were getting that many carries?
I knew that it was going to be wet and rainy, and we were going to get delayed. So my mind was just, but I knew that for us to be successful in that game, the way it was raining, though, I really just focused on ball security and stuff like that. And so I'm proud that we're able to stay focused. It's hard playing at 9:30, halftime's almost at 11 body sometimes, but we stayed focused and we got the win.
Ramon, I had probably 4 years ago, had a young man who carried it 44 times, was named an Athlete of the Week, and I asked him, how hard is that on your body? And he said, well, the ball ain't heavy. It's not like it's heavy, and I'll never forget that. But tell us a little bit about what you went through the next day, just kind of recovering after getting done at midnight.
It was a little bit different, came that much later than usual, but I was fine. Usually after games like that, I do a little recovery workout, and we get back to it on Sunday. So I'm.
Do you have, and you don't have to tell me, but do you have like a favorite play when it comes into the huddle? Do your eyes light up thinking, hey, this is one I might be able to break?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Are you lobbying Coach Perry on the sideline? Hey, let's call this. Let's run this.
Set up things. So I was just waiting for him to come.
And Ramon, again, we're visiting with Ramon Green, our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week. Ramon, if you could go back to that Ramon Green as a freshman and give yourself some advice, what advice would you give yourself your freshman year?
I would mostly just say, just hang on. My freshman year, I was pretty frustrated just because I felt like as a freshman, I knew it wasn't really my time then. I had to get bigger and stronger and faster. So just there and trusting the process, I would tell myself that.
But again, we're visiting with next high school football coach, John Perry. And Coach Perry, you've got a big game coming up, a district championship that'll put you into the semifinals here on Friday night with a very good Lee Summit North team. What are you going to have to do to come out on top?
Man, we're excited for the opportunity. I checked, and it actually said it's going to be Eagle weather Friday night, so I figure that plays into advantage. Man, we're just excited. We got to do the thing we've been doing. We got to take care of the football. I mean, turnover battle wins the game the majority of the time. So we're going to take care of the football. We're going to run the football. Offense, be good on special teams, and hopefully come out with one more point than they have.
Coach, again, thank you so much for setting this up. And I know you guys are at school, and there's a lot going on and a lot of excitement down at Nixa with football season and the playoffs, and you guys being the one seed in your district, and basketball around the corner, and the holidays coming up as well. But, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time, and best of luck, and we'll be rooting for you Friday night.
Thank you very much. The Highway Patrol honoring him, for the plastic job. Very much appreciated. Thank you much.
All right. You guys have a great day. God bless. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Hello, Missouri.
We are the Lady Chiefs of Kickapoo High School in Springfield.
We want to wish everyone on the Missouri Sports Network a happy holidays.
Enjoy your time with family and friends this holiday season.
And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take the 3 seconds to buckle up.
It is 3 seconds that could save your life.
Be smart, be safe, and be here for 2025.
And as always,
go Chiefs!
Hello, Missouri. We are the Lady Lancers of St. Pius Festus High School in Festus, Missouri.
The Class 4 State Volleyball Champions.
Wanting to wish everyone on the Missouri Sports Network
happy holidays.
Enjoy your time with family and friends this holiday season.
And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds to buckle up.
It is 3 seconds that could save your life.
Be smart, be safe, and be here for 2025.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, brought to you by the Bank of Billings. Bank of Billings in Billings, Missouri. Bank of Billings established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Also presented by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Bambino's Cafe, Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters, member FDIC. We go north to Higbee High School, home of the Tigers, and head coach Tanner Burton. And Coach Burton, thanks for your time today.
Hey, thanks for having us on. I know it's been quite the obstacles in the way to get us on, so I appreciate you sticking with us and getting us on here.
Hey, no worries at all. No worries at all. Always glad to do it. First off, should make everyone aware that Coach Burton coaches the head coach for both boys and girls basketball. So we'll start off. We'll talk a little girls basketball with Coach Burton. A 9-2, kind of on the season. A great start. Tell us a little bit about the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a really good start to the season. We've had some really good challenges early. We kind of stacked up our schedule to make sure, we were ready for the postseason. We've had some success in the recent years, and so it was important to us to be prepared, and we've done that. We got a battle against Meadville, who's won like 45 games in a row in Class 1, defending state champions, game, I think, 4 of the season. And, we've played up a couple times playing Class 3 Father Tolton, and we beat Class 3 Lamar by 20 and the holiday hoops in Kansas City. And, we beat a good Santa Fe squad that was Class 1 quarterfinalists a year ago by 20 at the Christian College here in Moberly. So, we've started off strong, and we've had some good success, and got one of the deepest teams we've ever had here. And honestly, probably one of the most talented teams we've had here in my tenure anyway.
Hey, you talk about that depth. What did you have to replace from last year due to graduation?
Yeah, we had 2 seniors last year. Both were role players, and both did a great job for us. But we had some freshmen come up. Half our squad, we've got 14 kids. 7 of them are freshmen, and so they've had a lot of success in junior high ranks. And a lot of these kids that are now seniors had a lot of success in junior high as well. And so it's kind of just translated that success has bred more success, and it's a competitive environment every day. We've got about 8 girls that play on a nightly basis, and they're really competitive. And so it just makes us a lot stronger. You don't have to worry about being in foul trouble when you got 8 kids that can shoot and play defense. And that's what we need. And that's what's led to our success this year.
Yeah, as you talk about, not a lot of folks are familiar with where Higbee's located. So you might kind of tell the folks, kind of just the general, and I'm geographically challenged, sure. But, and maybe handicap your conference a little bit if you're a member of the conference.
Yeah, sure. We're about 25, 30 minutes northwest of Columbia and about 15 minutes southwest of Moberly. And so, that puts us kind of on the far eastern side of the CLA conference. That conference extends all the way over to Breckenridge, Hardin, southwest Ludlow. So we go, 2 hours west, almost, that Kansas City area. And, our conference as a whole, us and Bramer were new additions a couple of years ago. And So we've been pretty competitive in there. The girls finished second in the conference last year and second in the conference tournament. And so they're looking to kind of get ahead on that one. Brunswick and Brainerd will be our top competition. Brunswick's got a young lady back, Cadence Meyer, that didn't play the first game when we beat them by 30. And so, that'll be a challenge when they have her back against us. But we're excited about having some competition in the conference and kind of seeing how we can go.
We've got one member of the girls team there behind you, Allie Mitchell. Tell us a little bit about Allie and what she does for the team.
Yeah, so Allie's a senior for us. She's kind of an anchor for us. Her and Isabel Welch have been two just really dynamic seniors that have grown a lot throughout their time in the program. And I've been fortunate enough to coach Allie for, I think this is year 6. So whether that's good or bad for her, she could be the one to answer that. But she's just kind of been the kid that in tough times, she keeps us level-headed, I guess, is the best way to put it. So when we're playing Tolton, when we're playing Lamar, we're playing these bigger schools, she just kind of has that confidence that she can go out there and be a senior and kind of keep the calm and step up in big games. And so when you have a kid that's got that confidence and her skill set to step up in the big time moments, that's really good when you've got, some younger kids that are kind of looking for somebody to kind of be their safety net, if you will.
Allie, how are you today?
Good.
Tell us a little bit about, now you're a senior, tell us a bit about the position you play and what you feel your roles and responsibilities are on the team.
I'm a guard, and I feel my role the most is to make sure everyone around me is doing what they're supposed to do, and during games make sure everyone's not getting mouthy or anything, and keep everyone's confidence up if they're down.
Coming into this season, a lot of folks, including me, will look at schedules and you'll look at different games you want to be at and things like that. As coming into your senior year, do you look at your own schedule and maybe make a mental check mark or a star by certain games that you look forward to playing? I mean, you have rivalry games. Were there games coming into this year that you were really looking forward to?
Yeah, there is some games. We stepped up our schedule, so we've never played bigger schools like we are now. So that was kind of a shock because we're used to playing smaller schools in the same school. So when we saw we were playing teams we've never seen before, it was kind of scary, but it's worked out so far.
What do you do to kind of get prepared for a game? Let's say, for example, you're playing tonight. What are you doing? I mean, what are you food-wise? I mean, what are you doing physically, mentally to get prepared? Food, music? Do you have any superstitions?
No, not really. I just make sure I'm not laying around all day, drink plenty of water, get here when I'm supposed to, warm up, just the basics.
Being a senior, are there points, in your past, going back to your freshman, sophomore, junior year, are there games that really stand out to you that were a lot of fun? I mean, what were some of those enjoyable moments that you've had? And I know you've still got half of the season left of your senior year, but what games really kind of stand out to you?
We played, Marion County? And we won that game, ended up, and we didn't think we were going to win when we first went in. It was kind of a shock to everyone. I mean, we always go in to play, but everyone watching didn't think we were going to win, and then we did win, and it was a really big win, and it was exciting for everyone on the team.
Outstanding. Well, Allie, congratulations on a tremendous start here to the season, and thanks for being part of the show today on the Missouri Sports Network.
Thank you.
And now the boys basketball, who is also Coach Burton. Tell us a little bit about, on the boys side. As you look at this season, you're off to a 10-1 start. Only loss was to Brunswick in the Minden Tournament Championship, but a tremendous start.
Yeah, ultimately, I mean, kind of the same premise there. We wanted to make sure we amped up our schedule. And so, I made phone calls. I think I contacted anybody that finished in the top, 4 in the state. I contacted them to see if I could get a game scheduled with them, and things didn't work out for everybody. But we ended up getting a game with St. Elizabeth, who we've become pretty well acquainted with. These young men lost to them. We lost to them their freshman year in the Final Four to place 4th. And then we played them at neutral sites their sophomore year, and now their senior year. We played them at MACC, and we played them at the Rammy Shootout their sophomore year. And so we've been fortunate enough to win those rematches, if you will. And St. Elizabeth's a quality team. We got the experience to take these young men to Mizzou Arena this year and play North Shelby there, which was a great experience on the biggest stage there is in basketball anyway. And it's where the Final Four is going to be held this year. And we went to Kansas City and played up a couple classes with Lathrop. It's just one of those things that we've tried to find ways to make sure we're being pushed. We're playing Milan and the Ramey shootout this year. We're currently in talks with some Class 3 and 4 schools to see if we can get a game aligned for the remainder of the season, because these young men need to be pushed. You speak on the loss to Brunswick. Brunswick's a quality team, probably one of the top teams in our conference. Anytime you give up 36 points in a quarter, there's two things that are going right. One, offensively, you can't miss, and two, defensively, you can't get a stop. And so when those things happen, I would say in 11 years of coaching, that's the most points I've ever given up in a quarter. And so it's one of those things that happens, but it can't ever happen again.
You've got Northwest Mendon. Now that's scheduled for tomorrow. Have you moved that game yet?
Not yet. We're in talks that it's potential to be moved to next Thursday, but I think we're going to wait until the night wraps up to see what's in store.
We've got two young men beside you there that are key to your success on the boys' side. Talk a little bit about Jackson and what he does.
Well, you look at Jackson Hudson. I mean, he's been a kid that's just grown up through the program. The young man's averaging a double-double, 17 and 12 or around there. He's just become a kid that's really improved his game. This summer, we had a lot of games. Derek travels a lot for baseball, and Jackson had to kind of step up and fill that void when we played, because we made sure that we played bigger schools all summer long, so we were ready to go. We had a couple starters graduate, and we didn't want there to be a lull when these guys step on the court in November. And he ran point guard for us. He ran post. He kind of did it all. And honestly, I think that was one of the biggest things that probably helped him, is it just made him all around just fundamentally a little more sound. And more of a weapon, and he's done that. He's put up 30 in a game this year. I mean, he's really held his own, and so the hope is we're going to get all these games rescheduled, and he'll get his 1,000 point towards the end of the season. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure we get these games on schedule so that he has a chance to do that.
Jackson, how are you today?
Good.
What do you do when you're out of school for weather? Do you sleep in? What do you got going on? Make scrambled eggs or what?
I don't do much. I mean, I go coyote hunting sometimes, and I mean, I don't really sit around too much.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you feel like your role is and your responsibilities on the team.
I think rebounding is a big key for my game. I put up a lot of rebounds and second chance points for us on offense.
And Coach talked about playing the guard position as opposed to playing the center position. Talk about that and the fact that if you can play with your back to the basket, you've got an advantage over a guy that maybe you can run down in there from the post. Do you like playing with your back to the basket, or would you rather face the basket with the ball?
I like playing with my back to the basket. I really like the center position,
And Jackson, same question I asked Allie coming into the season. Were there games on your schedule that you kind of put that mental check mark by and say, hey, I'm looking forward to playing this? And some of them may not have happened yet, but have there been games that you're really kind of looking forward to?
Yeah, I looked forward to the St. Elizabeth game quite a bit. I really wanted to beat them because, they went to state last year and we didn't get to do that.
And that was a game. When was that? When did you play that game?
We played on a Saturday at MACC a couple weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, it was the 30th. Yeah, 161, 67, 61. Looking back, over your high school career, are there games that maybe stand out to you as games you're not going to forget?
I mean, that freshman year run, I didn't play then, but I really liked watching it and going through those wins.
Very good. Well, hey, Jackson, congratulations on a tremendous season up to this point. Good luck as you go on.
Thank you.
And Coach, now you've got Derek there on the other side of you, and he's had some pretty outstanding accolades, put on him. Tell us a little bit about Derek and what he means to the team.
Well, when you look at Derek, I mean, he's kind of broken down all the barriers that we have as far as Higbee basketball's, involved. He's already the all-time leading scorer, and that happened midway through last season. It was just announced yesterday he's a McDonald's All-American nominee, all-stater. I mean, he's one of the best kids in the area, regardless of class size. And I think when you've got a kid like that, it makes the program better. And I think it's a trickle effect. I think the fact that these young kids have been able to watch him over the years is going to make our program stronger in the years ahead, because kids realize that, hard work pays off. And that's kind of where Derek starts and ends, is hard work. I mean, there's nothing that can stand in his way to be successful. And that's just a mindset thing. You can't teach kids to have that, and if you could, you just put a whole bunch of banners on the wall, because he just has a mindset that there's always a way to win. It's just a matter of, can we get there? And so I think when you just have that mindset, it just makes your program better and makes the kids around you believe. And really, I've said it for years, it's like having a coach on the floor. The young man can pretty much control the game in all aspects. And when you have a kid like that, it's pretty special to watch.
Very good. Derek, how are you, sir?
Good.
First off, on behalf of Chevrolet and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations for being named an Athlete of the Week. And Derek, these are not things that I vote on. So this was from people from around the state, but the fact that what you've done is going noticed, or not going unnoticed, I guess I should say, is a tremendous accomplishment for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Derek, talk about, Coach talks about that mindset. Can you go back and maybe point at where that comes from? I mean, who have kind of influenced you in your life, whether it be coaches, whether it be, older siblings or parents, or maybe it's just inherent. What has influenced you?
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I've been playing basketball and baseball for a long time. I played for a basketball team when I was younger that they almost taught that kind of the way to think right there. At the time, we weren't the most talented athletically, but we won by the way we thought and the way we worked.
And Derek, going back to maybe your 7th, 8th grade year, maybe even your freshman year, and now you're a senior. What part of your game do you feel like has really matured the most? Maybe it's ball handling, maybe it's the mental part of the game, maybe it's just your size, or maybe it's shooting. Where do you feel like you've gotten the most maturity with regards to your game?
Yeah, I'd say as I've gotten older, I've definitely grown a lot. Just scoring, just putting the ball in the basket from every level of the court, from inside to outside. When I was younger, I wasn't a great scorer. I was good at getting to the basket, but I always seemed to have trouble putting it in. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of figured that out.
What do you do to get prepared for a game?
Oh, usually in the afternoon, I come in and shoot for about 30 minutes to an hour. And then I like to go home, take a shower, and then come back and start getting ready.
Were there teams or games on your schedule this year that you were looking forward to?
Yeah, I'd say there was a couple that, the Minden tournament in Brunswick kind of hurts that one. We were looking forward to that one. We'll get them a couple more times. You always look forward to playing them. St. E was another big one. I can't really think of any others.
That's okay. Whoever you're playing next, that's fine.
Yeah.
What plans, if any, do you have for next year?
I'm planning on playing baseball at the University of Arkansas Tech.
Okay, well, congratulations. What led to that decision?
I've always enjoyed baseball. I thought I was a little more talented at that, and that's just what I've always wanted to do, was play baseball at the next level.
Well, once again, on behalf of Chevrolet and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations for being named an Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
And Coach, again, I greatly appreciate you setting this up, and I know it's kind of back and forth. I know the weather has wreaked havoc on some folks, and I've had coaches say, I've got to take my wife to the doctor, or can we do it? I'm okay. We're pretty flexible here at the Missouri Sports Network, so don't worry about it. And I actually had one coach had to pick his dog up from pet grooming, so we worked around that as well. So but I appreciate it. Allie and Jackson, Derek, thank you for being a part of the show.
Thank you.
You're watching and listening to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.
Hello, Missouri. We are Blair Oaks, the Class 3 state championship football team, wanting to wish everyone at the Missouri Sports Network a happy holidays and to enjoy their time with family and friends this holiday season.
And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds to buckle up.
It is 3 seconds that could save your life.
Be smart, be safe, and
be here for 2025.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. This segment brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks, also Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, and Lyona Labor's Local 663, who provides us with our teams of the week. And to that, we go to Nixa High School, home of the Lady Eagles, and head basketball coach Jennifer Talbert. Coach Talbert, thanks so much for helping set this up today.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, 10-3, I guess, on the season, but you've won 9 of your last 10. The only blemish there was to a nationally ranked Greenwood school in the tournament in the pink and white tournament championship. Tell us about the season up to this point in your first year.
You know, it's been a really good season. We started off, we've played some really good competition. So I think that really helped us early on, even though we had to face some really good teams and maybe stubbed our toe a couple times against Staley and Springdale Harbor. I really think we grew from that. We learned a lot. I got the job pretty late, so I'm learning stuff every day, and I think we're kind of getting into a groove now where they're more comfortable with me. I'm getting to know them a lot better, and so I think all that early competition has really helped us kind of make that little run through the pink and white, and hopefully set us in a good spot for the rest of the season.
And I know this just being your first year team that was 21-7 a year ago, and you're coming off obviously of a state championship as a head coach. That 21-7 team a year ago, and I know you may not be that familiar, but with what you know about what you lost to graduation, what did you have to replace?
Yeah, I knew there were for sure at least three to four seniors that played a ton. A lot of their scoring graduated from last year, and then they had some other girls not play this year that maybe had played in the past, or at least one girl that played quite a few minutes. So we had a lot of girls who hadn't played a ton of varsity minutes. And so I think, we had some growing pains in that as well, because the varsity game is just so much more physical, so much faster. So it does take a little bit of a learning curve. I think the girls have done a really good job adjusting. And I think, like I said, hopefully we'll be playing our best basketball over these next couple months.
What's maybe been the biggest challenge coming from Fairgrove into Nixa? Obviously, Fairgrove, you play in one of the toughest conferences there in the Mid-Lakes in the state. Then you go into the COC, also maybe one of the toughest conferences in the state. More teams, obviously, in the COC. Kind of talk about the challenges of coming over.
Well, I think just overall, our schedule with the COC and then all the other non-conference games, the tournaments we play here at Nixa, the competition is it's brutal, which is good. Like you want to be, when you're a Class 6 school, you want to be playing the best night in, night out. And so for me, we did play big schools when I was coaching in Fairgrove, but not all the time. So it's been I've had to learn some different schools, some different coaches, some different teams. But that's been really fun, and it's led to really good competition. And it's just making us better.
You've got the Nixa Invitational Tournament coming up, and we'll talk about that here towards the end. But first, you've got a couple of seniors there alongside, and Sadie Conway and Lily May. And talk a little bit about Sadie and what she brings to the team.
Well, Sadie is she's a leader for the team, a vocal leader. She encourages everyone, does a really good job of doing that on the floor and on the bench and at practice. She's a hard worker. You're not going to see many kids go harder. One of my favorite moments was, and we just updated our hype video, and Sadie got this breakaway layup, and she just crashed right into the mat. And that is just so Sadie. That's just her right there, just going 100 miles an hour, doing whatever she can for her team. So she's been a great help for me as I transition to this job, just kind of being a good leader. But really, she gives it her all every time she's on the floor.
Sadie, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. Tell us a little bit about what you perceive your roles and responsibilities to be on the team.
I feel like a big role that I've taken on this year is being a senior, being a leader, and trying to do that in the most positive way possible. I think with having a new coaches here has been great for us, but I think it also came with a lot of someone responsibility for the team to come to me if they're not in the beginning when they weren't as comfortable with Coach Talbert. So I think that was a big role I had to take up. And on the court, I think Tal said, I'm everywhere. I'm trying to be in help, be on my man, just be everywhere I can be and provide all the energy or not all the energy, but provide energy to bring the team up and all that.
As you look back from last year to this year, do you feel like your role has changed maybe a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. I think because we did lose like big seniors last year, I think they took in that leadership role really well. I think me and Lily are both like co-leaders, like maybe for the younger girls, but I think like us together, since we are the only two seniors, that we work together to be the leaders on the team and like be some people who people can come to and stuff like that. So I would say my role has changed.
Coming into this season, as you look at your schedule, obviously a tough schedule, Liberty North tournament, the pink and white tournament. Were there games that you kind of put a mental check mark by that, hey, I'm looking forward to this game? Maybe it's a team that beat you last year, or maybe it's a new team that you're getting to play for the first time. Were there games that you were particularly looking forward to playing this year?
Greenwood was one that like we wanted to win. Like not only was it our last pink and white, but it was the ending of our pink and white last year too. So that was one. But that was kind of it. Other than that, I look forward to every game. I mean, I'm trying to soak up every game my last senior year and playing with these girls. We have a great group of girls, and they're just so fun to play with. So I think every game I look forward to, and like I want to win them all. So I don't know if there's really like certain games that I look forward to more than others.
As you go into practice, are there drills that you kind of really enjoy doing?
Yeah, I like doing the blockout drills, and I mean anything competitive. Our team is so incredibly competitive and aggressive, so like it's really good. Like we're a team that can practice. Like we can get better going against each other because we all want to win and we all give it our all. So each practice we're getting better, and it's just fun going into it. Like knowing the teams are going to change, like knowing that you're going to have a different position with the different group you're in. So it's just a great chance to get better each day, and like looking forward to that. It's definitely like something that makes the day go by faster.
Well, Sadie, congratulations on being part of the Lionel Labor's local 663 Team of the Week, and best of luck as you go forward here in the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You bet. Lily May is alongside as well, a senior, and Coach, tell us a little bit about Lily.
Well, Lily she's kind of taken on that point guard / shooting guard role for us this year. She distributes really well. She's really good with the ball. She's also a leader. I'd say her and Sadie's leadership styles are a little different. Lily is a little more chill, I guess you would say, a little more steady, but that's a good thing. We need them both. We need both styles on the court. And so she does a good job of kind of keeping us steady, keeping us together out on the court. In that way, she does a good job of we're getting her to push the ball up the floor. And then she's a knockdown shooter as well. So she's kind of taken on that role. She's done a good job as a senior. They both have. They've both been really good seniors and helped me out a lot this year. I feel like they're good representatives of our team, and girls can go to them when they have questions or need something. So she's had a great senior year, and we're excited to keep it going with these two.
Lily, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Now, Coach says point guard / shooting guard. Is that in the right order, or would you rather be shooting guard / point guard?
I feel like it's whichever one she needs. So.
Well, tell us about your role and responsibilities.
I would say my role is, obviously as a point guard, your goal is to have more assists than turnovers and handle that. Because, when you turn the ball over, the game can get a little bit chaotic. And when the ball is in your hand to start the play, not turning the ball over has been my main role. But also, making my shots when I'm open, because running the point guard and shooting guard and alternating between those two, it's tough to switch between them, but knocking down the open shots too.
Has your role changed from last year to this year?
I would say it's definitely changed, and I've had the opportunity to run the shooting guard more this year than last year because we were also a little bit post heavy last year, and we had in 2 posts most of the games. So when Sadie would run like the 2, I was mostly the 1 last year.
Very good. Were there games coming into this season that you were looking forward to?
I would say, like Sadie said, Greenwood was a big one for me, just because we wanted that revenge. But going into senior year, like Sadie said, every game for me was one I was looking forward to, just to soak in the last year.
If I may ask, and I'll go back and ask Sadie this as well. You're a senior. What plans, if any, do you have for next year? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, so I'm committed to play at Northwest Oklahoma State, and I plan on majoring in either physical therapy or occupational therapy as well.
Is there a background in that? Have you have family in the medical field?
Yeah, my dad's a physical therapist in Springfield.
Okay, very good. Sadie, same question. Do you have plans for next year?
Yeah, next year I'm planning on playing basketball at Rockhurst University in Kansas City, and I'm going to be majoring in nursing.
All right, so both in the medical field. So maybe you come back and work together again. All right. Well, Lily, thank you and congratulations on behalf of Lyon and Labor's Local 663 for being part of Team of the Week.
Thank you.
Now, Coach, you've got the NIT coming up as you guys start off with Francis House Central, I believe.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about the NIT. Where are you seated? Is it a seeded tournament? What do you know about Francis Howe?
It's really not a seeded tournament. We had 4 local teams and then 4 out-of-area teams. So we just kind of matched them up and set up a bracket. So the other teams, the local teams are us, Republic, Marshfield, and Fairgrove. And then the out-of-area teams, Francis House Central, Cape Notre Dame, California, and Helias. So all really good competition. I feel like I was telling the girls the other day, every team in our tournament they're all either in the state rankings or getting votes. And so it's going to be very competitive. And so Francis House Central, they're another Class 6 school. In the latest polls, we were actually tied with them for 8th in Class 6. So we're excited to go out there and play a team that we haven't seen before, and just get to go play another game on our home floor.
Now, with regards to the bracket, did you do everything you could so you do not match up with Fairgrove?
No, I didn't really. I mean, we spread them out, all the local and the out of area teams, and it just kind of worked out that way. But at the end of the day, I think the local teams are really competitive in this tournament. So who knows? It could be local teams playing for the championship on Saturday.
Very well could be. Well, Coach, as always, I appreciate you being generous with your time. And ladies, I also appreciate you maybe getting out of class to come being part of this here on the Missouri Sports Network. You may not even have started school yet, have you?
They don't have a first hour, so they got up early just for you.
Oh, my goodness. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. But, again, you're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com. Our Lyon and Labor's Local Team of the Week, the Nixa Eagles lady basketball team with head coach Jennifer Talbert and senior Sadie Conway and Lily May. We'll be back after these messages.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy CyberCash. Visit ChevyCyberCash.com today.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Hello, Missouri. We are the Tipton Cardinals from Tipton, Missouri. Class 1 state semifinalist football team wanting to wish everyone on the Missouri Sports Network a happy holidays.
Enjoy your time with friends and family this holiday season.
And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds to buckle up.
It is 3 seconds that could save your life.
Be smart, be safe, and be here for 2025.